That little song makes me happy. It means we're time for some nonsense here on the internet.
Makes me happy too. Yeah. By the way, I got to drop the microphone here.
Oh, look at that!
Check out
this off of here. Yeah, that's a nice Kenny Rogers shirt you got going on there.
That was from the last tour, right before he died. The Gambler's Last Deal. So,
well, good for you.
Yeah, I thought I would bust that out. By the way, what's up, Greg?
Hey, what's up?
Sorry to hear about your brother on Facebook there, my man.
Oh, now you just told everybody online. Jeez.
But he put it on Facebook. Everybody already knows online.
Got to notify the next of kin. Can't just be saying that.
But quickly about the Kenny Rogers shirt. I didn't realize how baller Kenny Rogers really was until the We Are the World documentary on Netflix like last year. Dude showed up to that recording in a fucking DeLorean.
Yeah.
Like Kenny Rogers, like, I'm making chicken money. I'm making gambler money. 6-pack I did on my own driving. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm Kenny Rogers.
That's the way to do it, man. He knew what it was all about. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and as you can see, we're the only people watching on Twitch.
Yep. Please, someone go over there and follow us on Twitch.
Yeah.
We don't understand what Twitch is. Maybe you do, but please follow us. Right. Somebody.
We have no followers. Look how sad that is.
There are people on Twitch who just probably like have a 24-hour stream of a pet rock that have like hundreds of followers. And then there are us two dopes that have nobody. But appreciate you watching, viewing, wherever you're from. Comment throughout the show. And of course, the Monkey Line.
Monkey Line is open. 707-4-MONKEY, 707-466-6539. We got the damn monkey phone working again. I'm glad about that.
I am as well. Where should we begin? Well, let's start here. I found this a couple days ago of a trip down memory lane of these phrases Gen X kids used that you hardly hear anymore. All right. We begin with paper or plastic. When is the last time you've heard anyone ever ask that freaking question? Paper. And we're not talking about payment, kids.
Right.
It used to go to the grocery store and interact with a human. And they would ask you what kind of bags you would want.
Yeah, paper. I guess I don't know. Did they charge for bags where you are?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's Florida, man. We're America, man.
Yeah.
That's my freedoms to kill the environment with my plastic bags.
That's right. You take a plastic bag out there and just wrap it around a turtle's neck and laugh at it.
America.
Throw it back into the Gulf of USA.
I'll ride that crocodile and strangle it with my plastic bag if I so damn well want. The Gulf of America, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. The question I usually get is, do you even want a bag?
If you're actually going through the grocery store and going through a checkout that's run by a human. Right. Majority of us go through now and just use the self-checkout. It's quicker that way. But yeah, that's one of the phrases. The other one on this list, I can't remember the last, even in the late 90s, this one started to go off the reservation and the way of the buffalo. Be kind, rewind.
Yeah. Rewind what?
The VCR.
No,
tape,
I know, but I mean
tape.
that would be the question now, is nobody knows what the hell you're even rewinding.
Yeah, and how pissed were you when you at that age when you would get the movie you wanted from wherever you went and put it in, and it was at the end, and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I never reported anybody, but I was always just like, you bastard, making me rewind now before I have to watch this thing.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but there was a time that I worked at Blockbuster. I was behind the counter at the.
What? You were cool enough to work at the Blockbuster?
And there was like a bank of rewinders that you had to throw it in there, and.
Well, that was the other thing too. After a while, we all got convinced by big VHS tape that using your actual VCR would kill like the tape or kill the VCR itself. So you had to buy a separate rewinder that was just specifically for rewinding. Mm-hmm. So So that was one of the phrases, be kind, rewind. Number 3 on this list is cash or check. That's now even, I don't even know if you try to use cash anymore, people look at you like you have an arm coming out of your forehead.
About once a year, I will get behind somebody who pulls out a checkbook, which really it both impresses me and it depresses me at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I wrote a check, unless it was like to a friend specifically for something.
Right.
But even anymore, we can just transfer accounts. So yeah, no one uses cash or check anyway.
Comment if you're watching. Layaway? What's a Gen Z phrase that doesn't get said anymore? Things you would never hear anymore.
Yeah, Gen X phrases. Also on this list is put it on layaway. We never did that. Yeah, I
think that's still an option though.
Yeah, there's a buy now. They call it buy now, pay later though, right?
Yeah,
it's not layaway anymore. Where you get it now. It's not the hey, I want to buy all this stuff.
Right.
Put it over here. Now it's I'm getting it and I'll pay for it later.
Right.
Because there used to be a time when you get those stories around the holidays where someone would go into a service merchandise and buy all the layaway stuff, and that was a Christmas gift.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And boy, and it is really distressing how many things you can put on. What's that big pay later? I don't know. There's 2 or 3 of them, but I mean like a sandwich, or you can go on Amazon and break 4 payments up to get a can of peanut butter. I mean, it's like, ugh, we're stupid.
You can go gummy bears now. It's like, oh man, I really need a Snickers.
Right.
I'm gonna buy it now and pay later. It's like, why would you pay interest on Snickers?
Yeah, people are doing it.
Yeah. Also on this list of Gen X stuff that kids used to say that you don't hear anymore, call information for time and temperature.
Yeah, I mean, those were 2 separate things, weren't they? I mean, time and temperature was its own thing, and call information was its own thing, but I don't even know if anything like that even exists.
Why would you need that anymore?
Well,
now that you have smartphones,
right?
Who I never did that even when it was a thing you would do. It was just like everything had a clock. You had a microwave, or you had something inside your house that told the time already. Why the hell did you have to call?
Well, because if there was a power outage or something, you had to, check the time.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. You'd have to like check your watch and reset the clock.
Yeah, all the clocks would stop.
Yeah. Another one on this list is no shirt, no shoes, no service. I still think that's around.
I think so. I don't think that hasn't gone away.
I still think that's around, and you see the signs of it. You don't see people saying it as often.
Right.
But I still think that's,
That's right. There was a time when you would buy a record off the television and they would make you choose whether you wanted the record, cassette, or 8-track.
And then it became cassette or CD.
Yeah.
That became the big thing as well. One we could put on this list too, if you're a Gen Xer, is what 8 cassettes did you get for a penny from Columbia House? That was the other big thing.
Man, and talk about a mafia organization that would hunt you down and mess up your credit.
It was
they would follow you across the country.
There were people I'm sure that couldn't buy a house because of Columbia House, those dicks. Mm-hmm. Also on the list here is I got a busy signal.
Right.
For those who don't remember, who are joining us, that would be like you couldn't leave a voicemail. There was no call waiting. There was no second line. It was just, if someone was on a phone and you called their house, you would just hear like a tone, like a beep, beep. And you're like, oh, they're busy. I have to call back later.
Right.
So ridiculous. How did we survive in those dark ages?
Yeah.
God bless.
I just did a quick look, and there are apparently some places where you can still call and get the time.
The time and temp?
Yeah.
That seems ridiculous that that's even a thing anymore.
Well, they say this one works. Let's try it together.
Okay.
Hope you'll be able to hear this.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Thank you for calling.
That's not a busy signal.
Calling the weather service, proudly presented to you by Clearly IP.
What happened?
Lower your car payment today. Make this free call to Rate Genius.
Are you hearing
You'll be
something?
saving up to $1,400 a year on your car payments. If
I'm
you
hearing it.
qualify,
Oh,
we
okay.
could lower your car
Well, I
payment
hope it's
interest
entertaining
rate
for
to
all
as
you out
low
there.
as 4.67%.
Right now, it's a car payment commercial. It's
Oh,
One
okay.
time
pre-roll
could
for
lower
a,
your car
for a
payment
phone
and save
call.
up to $1,400 a year. To speak to an operator, press 1 right now.
No, I don't want to do that. I
The
just want
current time is 6:10 p.m., where the current temperature is 83
degrees Fahrenheit.
83.
Wind is
All
north
right.
at
14,
miles per hour. Humidity
57.
percent.
Here's the latest weather forecast for Columbus for tonight. Partly cloudy with
Okay, if you're joining us from Columbus, here we go.
Yeah,
So there you go.
All right.
So it still works, ladies and
So
gentlemen,
it
as we go
that
through
still
these
exists. You can
phrases.
still call
Yeah.
the time and temperature.
Couple more left on this list. Roll the window down.
Yeah.
You don't roll it anymore. You just hit the button and it.
But that's still what we call it. We still say roll the window down, which is a very strange thing to people who, because I don't even know if those things exist in cars.
Oh yeah, I will tell people. They're like, "What do you mean?" It's put the window down. Put the window down.
Right.
And then the final thing on this list, and it still boggles my mind that it used to be a thing that you would have to choose when you walked in a restaurant, of choosing whether you want the smoking or non-smoking section.
Sure.
And it was like, what do you mean smoke? Like if you were walking today, it'd be like smoking. So yeah, there was a time when people could smoke in the restaurant and they would put you over in a corner and call it non-smoking, as if you wouldn't smell those people smoke.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there was a time when you could still smoke on airplanes. And they would say that this is the smoking section and that's a smoking section. It never worked.
No, never worked. So there you go. There's some old school Gen X phrases you can try to work into casual conversation and see if anyone understands what the hell you're even talking about.
Well, get excited, Gen X. Another thing that's coming back from days of old, MySpace is trying to make a comeback.
About time. What's
Yeah.
Tom been doing his whole time away besides just sitting there giving us the thumbs up?
Now it still exists, MySpace, so it's not. It was never gone.
Yeah.
But the guys who bought MySpace, who are these? The brothers, Chris and Tim Vanderhook, purchased.
Oh,
it
the
back
guys that got screwed over by Zuckerberg.
Was that? No, I thought that was the Winklevosses.
You're right. That is the Winklevosses. Vandenberg, Winklevosses. They're all the same to me.
That's racist. They say, hey, we still own MySpace. We are the stewards of MySpace, and we're going to relaunch MySpace. We're just waiting for the right time to do it. And if that one doesn't work, we'll do it again.
All right. The biggest thing with MySpace. Go ahead.
There's no timeline for the new attempt and no detail on what the site would look like. But one of the co-founders says, I think the algorithms have a lot to do with the addictive nature of social media. Everything's programmed to you and what you're going to like, with the complete and total notion of increasing the amount of minutes that you're going to spend. Blah, 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 blah. So there's really no telling if it's going to be, back to your old top 8 and your customizable walls and the things that you wanted to make your own. I mean, it was play songs. There was all that stuff.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. It was the top 8. There was like, people would get pissed. Like if you were a friend and you weren't in the top 8, people get so pissed off about that. Or conversely, if there was someone you kind of dug and liked, and then she moved you into the top 8, you're like, oh, so you're saying I got a chance now? I'm top 8 material, huh?
Yeah.
Look at me go.
It even got down to arguing about which position in the top 8 you were in. I mean, if you were in that upper left-hand corner, that was the bestest of best friend you ever had.
Yes, it was. And
if you got shuffled around, whew.
It was pre-complicated and all the stuff that Facebook had. It was very much, you knew where someone was in a relationship when they dropped or they immediately were out of your top 8.
Yeah.
It's going to cause a lot of problems, man. The algorithm be damned. People are going to want to be in that top 8.
So again, they're not saying exactly what this resurrection is going to look like or what it's going to include or how it's going to compete with all the other social media that's out there. but they're going to make a run at it and try to breathe life into the late MySpace.
All right. Come on now, MySpace.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I don't remember my login, but I'm here for it. Well, one thing that is rampant on the internet, besides people streaming and doing this type of stuff, is AI now. AI is pretty much everywhere. And what we have found, shocking to no one, is that dudes are twice as likely to flirt with the AI chatbots. And then people were now asking, do you consider that cheating? What they have found is that dudes were twice as likely as a woman to report flirty AI chats. 15% dudes opposed to 8%. Also, men got more arousal from them than women. Shocking. 17% of dudes who had chats with AI got aroused to just 9% of women.
To what end? I mean, what's the point of flirting with AI?
I guess because you can maybe lose your inhibitions. You can say things you wouldn't normally say. As
Again,
far as
I restate the question: to what end? It's not. You're not going to go to the movies.
No, but sometimes people just want to be heard, I guess.
Yeah.
And not be judged. Like they can say things and that, it lowers their inhibitions as well.
Yeah.
As far as, is it considered flirting with AI cheating? Quarter of Americans say yes, flirting with AI counts as cheating, rising to 36% of Gen Z who call it a relationship deal breaker. So the younger generation finds it more upsetting if you are flirting with AI than the older generation does.
Well, it absolutely should be a deal breaker, but not for the reasons that they're saying. It's not a deal breaker because they're flirting. It's a deal breaker because you're having a relationship with a computer. That's the deal breaker. Or you think you're having a relationship with a computer.
Yes. When people take it too far and maybe you're saying things to the chat that they wouldn't say to you, it's like, I'm a human. We are in a relationship. Why are you saying it to that and not to me? So
I have occasionally. Have you ever had the conversation with the AI?
I have
where
not.
You talk out loud to it, and it's obviously weird because it talks back. It talks back in such a compelling way that it does sound as though it's a person. Hey, I was just wondering if you know a little bit about the Mike and Molson Mangle the News on YouTube.
Yeah, I know it well. It's your news commentary podcast with your remote co-host, recorded through Ecamm Live. You've been putting real work into the production side lately, especially fixing that audio.
That's not what I wanted him to know. I wanted to know what the world knows about it. I know what you know, but tell me what the planet knows.
It's upset now.
I know.
It won't answer you.
See, but this is what happens.
Honestly, not much turns up specifically for Mangle the News. The searches keep surfacing a different, unrelated comedy podcast called Mike and Molson's Too Good for Radio, which just happens to share the name coincidentally. Right. Sounds like your show hasn't built up much of a public footprint yet, at least not one Google's index.
No, we really
haven't. Are you hoping
haven't.
to boost its visibility or just curious where it stands?
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody watching us on Twitch. That's a waste.
Not at all.
We're on Twitch and there's nobody there. Isn't that
I will
embarrassing?
say, I have the one thing that
Twitch
I've
is a
done.
brutal ocean to swim in unless you're already gaming adjacent or doing it live consistently. It's less embarrassing and more just the nature of a crowded platform.
No,
with
it's
zero
embarrassing. I'm humiliated, and Mike is even worse.
Yeah, no. The one thing I have caught myself doing.
Okay, dramatic much? Zero Twitch viewers. Exactly $5 prices.
Wow, you have
That's what I mean.
Snooty. You have Snooty Brit as your setting,
and I end up yelling at it.
I've only asked it for jokes, and they're not good.
No,
AI is not good at comedy at all. But yeah, interestingly enough, though, obviously more men than women getting turned on. But actually, roughly 1 in 10 Americans admitted to romantic or sexual chats with a bot, and 12% said an AI exchange had aroused them.
Oh my
so
gosh.
1 out of 10 people who have used AI have gotten aroused and been like, "Oh, this is hot. Oh, this is so good." Love it.
Again, that's both incredible and baffling to me. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either, but it's here to say, and as we know with a majority of things, even the internet, it's going to turn into that at some point.
Yeah,
so people are going to use it for that.
You just can't, like that guy I was just talking to. He just pisses me off. I don't like him at all.
He's getting a rise out of you. You're not getting turned on.
Yeah.
But he's getting a rise out of you for sure.
I mean, even if I changed it to a lady voice, I think I would still yell at it.
Still be upset. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of AI ladies, we have an update on this story from last week where we talked about this idea of bringing an AI robot into classrooms to help kids who are studying robotics and artificial intelligence to actually have something to interact with. Well, as one could imagine, there was public outcry and concern from the state education commissioner, and so the school district has put a pause on this idea of having this
Exactly. We just talked about 2 seconds ago. 10% of people get aroused by the conversation. You add this to the mix as part of the AI, you're going to get so let's say there's 40 people, you're going to get like 4 or 5 people in there that are just going to be revved up. Can't even focus what's going on.
Woman from the New York State Teachers Union argued that there are still lessons to be learned, clear enforceable statewide guardrails. She said, but a robot built by a company associated with sex dolls has no business in our classrooms. And so it confirmed our suspicions that this isn't just a teacher, but they put it in a different box and take her shirt off, and you've got a completely different AI deal.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. You're going to get some learning through a whole different way. I feel like part of it was, and we'll get to OnlyFans later on in today's program, but I feel part of it was also like trying to get some on the sly of like, let's see if we can get these students to sleep with this sex bot under the guise of, hey, it's just a substitute teacher.
Mm-hmm. Well, this school district in New York was all gung-ho about doing this, and then everybody heard about it and said, no, we're not doing this. They're trying to figure out, can something similar be done on a laptop? And because, kids need to learn about robotics and AI, and that's fine.
Right.
But not with Bound Chicka Wow Wow there.
Yeah, exactly. Not with the sex bots from Austin Powers. Don't need, or the fem bots or whatever they call them in that particular movie.
Yeah. We go to Canada, where AI has gotten this politician in trouble. Let's watch the video and see if you can pick up as to maybe where he goes awry.
One of the dangers associated with creating advocacy offices is that citizens often develop expectations that exceed the powers actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short points. Madam Speaker, one of my concerns with this legislation is the potential gap between what New Brunswickers may reasonably expect.
Like it wasn't even there.
Look it over first, jackass.
He didn't. He was reading it cold.
I know no one watches C-SPAN and no one cares about how the sausage is made in government. But read the damn thing over first.
You would think. Or who was the staffer that left it? I don't.
Natural flowing.
I don't know, but man, that is a fantastic.
Play that back for me when he turns the page.
Yeah. So obviously, AI gave him a couple of options. Whoever set the prompt up said, "Give me this version, give me that version, and let's see which one I like."
Actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short points. Madam Speaker, one of my concerns with this legislation is the potential gap between what New Brunswickers may reasonably
expect. At that point, you go, I cede the rest of my time, because you can't be taken seriously by anyone after that.
Well, and that's just it. He keeps talking and talking and talking as if as if what he said was perfectly sensible.
Or they take effect. Families already stretched by inflation may conclude that the office will have the
And, yeah, he just goes on.
Say that with more sympathy. Here's a part to say it with more sympathy.
Yeah, and maybe that's, they always tell us broadcasters to do that. That if you fumble, you just keep going. You don't draw attention to it. The audience will miss it. But it is different because that clearly needed attention.
Correct. That was a speech on the floor of Parliament. It's vastly different than when you're reading a newscast on your local radio station or whatever it may be, to just power through when you say fart instead of something else or whatever it may be, or you drop, what hits and you say shits and you just keep going and pretend it didn't happen. Right. That's Parliament. You should acknowledge it and be like, I'm out.
that exceed the powers actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short
Greg's comment, by the way, in the chat. It's very Gen X of him.
Yeah,
Did really I do? That's what he should have done. Did I do that?
That's when you start to have like these weird convulsions, like the robot in Aliens, when it just starts going, and milk flies out of his chest or something. That's what you do in that situation, because really there's no other way to recover.
No, there isn't. There isn't. You just need to cede the rest of your time and be like, I hope my head doesn't explode like Scanners.
Right.
I'm out.
Right. So good on you there, Bill. What was that guy's name? Bill something stupid. Bill Oliver.
Yeah. Bill Oliver, indeed. Well, between AI and having to max everything, why the fudge do we have to do that? It was hot girl this, hot something that summer, and now everything's maxing. We had the dope who killed himself for looks maxing, Connor Murphy injecting himself with gold, and now Men's Health is talking about nature maxing.
What is nature maxing?
Well, you got to get out there, man. You got to nature max. And this neuroscientist basically said there's 3 big numbers for you to nature max. All right. Spending 20 minutes in nature is the minimum time needed to noticeably feel nature's calming effects. All right. So just 20 minutes. But you want to max it, you can do 20 hours. But here's the gist of this entire article. What they say you need to do is to nature max and get your stress relieving effects at the top of its game. 25-3. 20 minutes in a green space 3 times a week, 5 hours in a semi-wild environment once a month, and 3 days off the grid once a year. You're going to nature max the fuck out of nature.
What the hell is what was that second one? A wild environment?
Yeah, 5 hours in a semi-wild environment once a month. What are they calling semi-wild? Is that your backyard? Is that a nature preserve?
I mean, is it, do you go out in a forest with your eyes closed and get lost a little bit? I mean, it's like semi-wild. What is that?
I think it's a controlled, like they don't want you to just walk out in the middle of the woods for 5 hours without telling anybody. But semi-wild, man, 5 hours in the semi-wild. Got to do that once a month. Get out there and just do it.
It's true, Jimmy. Just get Mike Tyson upset and you'll get a brand new chin. But I guess the other thing that strikes me here is it's not a particularly new or radical thing to tell someone, hey, you're getting a little stir crazy. You should get outside once in a while. Take a walk. Go look at a tree. You know, that's a thing that's been recommended by doctors since time for a long time.
In memoriam? Yeah. They're not breaking new ground here.
No.
But they're just adding maxing to it and putting numbers and jargon to it and saying, this is a radical new way to do it. You got to do 20 minutes 3 times a week and once a month, 5 hours, and then 3 days off the grid, man. Once a year, just go off the grid and do your nature maxing.
That last one kind of intrigues me. 3 days off the grid, which sounds
a year.
It sounds like nothing, and yet, there have been times where I've left my phone in the other room for 4 hours or something, and I feel great.
Yes,
I feel like a new person.
They're onto something there.
Yeah,
but to your point, nature maxing. You're not doing anything drastically different than what has already been done for centuries before us of, hey, you're a little stressed out, go for a walk.
Yeah, get some fresh air.
But now they're saying 25-3, man. Got to do the 25-3. I think they're the same dopes that say you gotta like sun your taint.
See, now that's nature maxing.
Yeah. When you're sunning the taint, that's nature maxing to the extreme. But I'm disappointed in this. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like somebody wrote it in AI and then tried to read it in front of people. Yeah.
Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short points.
That's what this article sounds like to me.
It kind of was. It kind of is. Men's Health. The fact that there's still a Men's Health magazine too. And the thing about it, I will say that if I may, for a moment, with the Men's Health magazine,
you may.
I guess it's not an apt comparison, but there was Cosmo. I guess Cosmo was more Maxim. Like Maxim was a dude's version of Cosmo.
Yeah.
Because Cosmo had all like the sex quizzes and 14 ways to please. Men's Health kind of was in the middle there. But I don't need to be nature maxing, and I don't need to take any advice from Men's Health magazine.
Right. It is disappointing. It is kind of something that you would see in a tabloid or something, not in Men's Health. I'm with you there.
Yeah. So kind of redonkulous nature maxing. Get the hell out of it. But you got to watch out. If you nature max too hard, you may get stranded at sea.
That's what this guy did, huh?
Like this poor bastard. He's a guy. Wow. Let me introduce you to Kai Sato, who was setting sail from Catalina Islands on June 7th. He was trying to attempt his first solo sail across the Pacific. Obviously did not go well. Encountered a major problem just 2 weeks into his journey when his mast snapped. Oh, you hate it when your mast snaps. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, that's penis
his mast snaps. Yeah, exactly. And leaving him floating helplessly in the sea. He was facing dire circumstances. He said he spent days crying. He cried for a whole week. He was just drifting south. He felt like so he considered taking his own life at one point, saying, I'm out. Been nice to know everybody. I'll see you later. And then he decided to give it one last hurrah. And he was going to turn his motor on and try to get back to shore. But he ran out of gas. And then the current began to drag him further away from land.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So he had one last hope of like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it. Then he doesn't. He said, I was literally like a sitting duck, just getting taken south by the current going way off course. After spending 5 days contemplating the situation, he then took action as he began making makeshift repairs to his boat using PVC pipes and kayak paddles, I should say. Repairs helped, but it still took Sato a month to make his way back into the shipping lane from California to Hawaii.
Wow.
The journey was dismal. By July 11th, he had run out of water, and he survived by filling buckets with seawater, then tying plastic bags to seal it off in order to collect condensation. I was just licking that to survive, says Sato.
Wow. Yeah, I remember
That's
that
nature
episode
maxing right there.
Yeah.
Go out there to nature max.
Man, so his original intent was to cross the Pacific in a sailboat or whatever that boat was, right?
Yeah.
Which that in itself sounds ridiculously daunting. I mean, it sounds like you were asking to disappear.
Yeah.
Ocean's big, Mike. Easy. It's really big.
It's slightly. I've only been in it a couple times, but it is very vast.
There are points where you can't see land anymore.
No. And thankfully he knew where the trade route was. Thankfully, the war with Iran hasn't closed the Strait of California to Hawaii. So he licked the condensation, and for food he survived on mostly oatmeal and fish and squid that landed in his boat.
Did you say oatmeal?
Yeah, he had some oatmeal and then some fish and squid.
Oh, I thought you said the oatmeal landed in his boat. That would have been awesome.
No. He had the oatmeal already. The fish and the squid. Yeah. It was raining oatmeal.
Cloudy
Parts
with a
of the
chance
ocean,
of meatballs.
it rains oatmeal. Didn't realize that
I didn't
happened
know that.
either.
Yeah, see?
No, I didn't. So then some fish and squid came in. He ate that. He said he stayed sane during the lonely journey by calling out for guidance, meditating, and talking to the water and wind. He went full Moana.
He did.
He did. He went full Moana. Kai Sato went full Moana. He recalled that he felt a presence of his uncle, who he'd sailed from California to Hawaii with as a young boy. Then last Tuesday, he finally had his prayers answered when he spotted a Hawaiian ship. The crew from the ship dropped a rope ladder to Sato, who climbed on board. He was given a suite on the ship alongside fresh clothes and plenty of food. How much do you think he just devoured?
Oh, yeah.
At that point.
Man. And you can almost empathize in some way where he says, I considered often myself. I mean, at what point do you go, this is a failed, there's no coming back. We're dead. I'm dead. Forget it.
Yeah.
And just lay down and accept your fate. But
not
something kept him going.
Yeah, not Kai. By the way, here's the kicker of this whole story. I don't know if I would ever set foot on a boat again, but this son of a bitch says it hasn't put him off sailing. He's already planning his next trip, intending to sail to the Philippines in a bigger boat.
Is he going to plan better,
Kai?
Seems like he didn't plan very well. That's my concern. He didn't plan, Mike. He didn't plan.
He MacGyvered the shit out of things, though, with his PVC pipe and the paddle.
Yeah.
So kudos to him on that regard.
What were those shows like on the Discovery Channel where someone would get out in the wild and have to come back and survive? I remember the condensation thing, so he must have watched that.
Oh, with Bear Grylls? Yeah.
Bear Grylls. That's the guy. I can't think of his name.
He didn't resort to the pee drinking, though. Thank God.
No.
Kai was like, I may be doing a lot of things, but I'm not drinking my own pee.
He could have gotten there, though.
Yeah. Well, we have another survival story. This individual, though, luckily had friends around them. This guy from Montana, his name is David Savaldi. He was hiking a 10-mile hike with a trekking pole stuck through his body. He slipped near the summit of Granite Peak on July 20th, landed on one of his poles, which entered below his left arm and exited his lower back, narrowly missing vital organs.
Good Lord.
Okay.
How sharp was that pole?
What's that?
How sharp was that pole?
Yeah, and why did he have it turned upside down?
I mean, that's a lot of flesh to get through.
If he was digging in, like doing the hiking thing, because it's mountainous, you would think he would have the blunt end. How did he fall and have it go through? Oh,
yeah, I got questions.
That seems a you problem there, David. He was hiking with two friends, and considering that he's an emergency room nurse and that he had medical training, it helped him determine that the injury wasn't immediately life-threatening. Through my skin, I could feel the trekking pole, he says. I knew it wasn't deep, and I knew I could take deep rests. So we're fine.
Wait, it wasn't
fine.
deep? Yeah, I thought you said it came out his back.
Yeah, but it didn't hit any vital organs, so he knew he went through the arm, out the back.
That's pretty deep.
He's like, no, it's just skin. It's along the side there. I could breathe deep.
Don't be a puss deep.
About it.
Yeah.
Don't be a puss about it. I'm David Savaldi. I know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
He said a couple inches the other way, this would have been different. After using a satellite device to alert authorities, he opted to walk 6.5 hours back to the trailhead. While that's stuck in him, he's like, I got this, guys. His friends helped him along the way, 6.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
One behind to make sure he was steady on rough terrain and watch for bleeding. One ahead to warn families on a popular part of the trail about the gnarly scene. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. They wanted to make sure that kids who were doing their first hiking realize this is probably not something you want to see. They said he was very calm and collected the entire time. They were confident they would make it. They started making kebab jokes, as we like to say, to lighten the mood. Yeah. You're a human kebab.
You're a walking kebab.
You're a walking kebab there, Dave. You big old kebab, you son of a bitch. Surgeons in Billings, Montana, later removed the pole. The pole went all the way through his lat, sticking out both ends with roughly 8 inches between the two holes. Another friend wrote on a GoFundMe fundraiser to help him with his medical bills. David navigated the plateaus, snowfields, and boulder fields, made his way down past Mystic Lake, and reached the trailhead entirely under his own power, never once complaining, staying in remarkably high spirits.
Yeah, see it
Adrenaline's a
through.
hell of a thing.
Good for him.
Yeah. The accident happened when they were around 1,000 feet from the summit. And he says they plan to try again when his wound is fully healed. Once again, another son of a bitch who's still going to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, shouldn't have been up there in the first place. There's nothing up there.
No.
And now he's going to go back.
Hiking in a mountain?
Yeah.
I don't. Ugh.
Yeah, take the advice we were all given. You're right, Greg. Rub some dirt in it and you'll be fine.
Truth. That's a very Gen X thing to say there, Greg.
It is.
Yeah. I like it. And now that brings us to this lady.
Oh, my God.
If you thought those two were bad, if you thought being stranded at sea and then having a pole go through your arm and your back, your truck was bad, wait to hear from this once again, don't go on a cruise. This is why I haven't been on a cruise. This lady, Kirsten Lindsay, 28, was on a day 3 of a Carnival cruise with her boyfriend when she decides to go on an excursion. Okay? As you can see from the picture, this excursion involved her kind of swinging across on one of their ropes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, something went awry because as she swung out, the line tightened between her legs before she dropped, causing a, quote, catastrophic injury. At first, Lindsay believed she had sustained a scratch to her genital area and tried to laugh through the pain as they returned to their transportation back to the cruise ship. But soon the swelling became severe and the pain unbearable. She was unable to walk and required a wheelchair to get back to her room on the ship.
Oh, my God.
She was medical professionals there on board were looking her over. Several hours, the swelling was nonstop and blew up to the size of a baseball. She had a catastrophic genital injury.
What do you do? What do you do? You get an artificial one? What do you do?
I'm not quite sure what you do. But after she spent more than 12 hours in the ship's medical center, the couple learned that a medical evacuation to Costa Maya in Mexico was the nearest location with airport access. As her condition deteriorated, the couple were presented with 3 options for care. All right. You get air evacuation to the U.S., transport to the neighboring island of Cozumel, where they could find their own way to the U.S., or remain in the ship's medical facility. So she's sitting there with her giant grapefruit labia going on there. And they say, well,
God.
They're like, here's what you can do. We can go to Cozumel. You find your way back to the U.S. You can just stay here. We can do what we can, but it's obviously not doing great. Or we can evacuate you to the U.S. They decide, all right, we're going to go ahead and evacuate to the U.S.
Right.
That for an air evacuation back home, the couple, now here's where it goes. During the time her pain became so severe she could barely move, we talked about that. For an air evacuation back home, the couple was asked to put down a $20,000 deposit and then give another $30,000 when arriving back in the U.S.
Mercy.
And they were only given 3 hours to make the decision because they're on the cruise ship, and the cruise ship's got to go what they got to do. And they're like, the price is it right now. You wait more than a few hours, that price is going up because we're farther out at sea.
20,000 to get on, and then 30,000 to get off, and or what? They just kick her out of the helicopter?
Right. She's going to get flown back to the cruise ship if they don't get the other $30,000.
Here's another rope swing for you, sweetheart.
Yeah. They said they chose the evacuation because they believe it was the best way for her to get the care she needed. They were transported by ambulance through severe weather to the nearest airport for a private medical flight to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She underwent her first surgery at a hospital there, had to drive back home to Louisiana as her injuries were too severe to fly.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Did she have to stand the whole way?
What's that?
Did she have to stand the whole way home? I mean, how could you sit in a car?
Yeah, if you can't fly, how do you... Yeah, I guess they could stop the car every once in a while to hover. Poor bastard. Upon returning to her home state, she received care at a medical center, only be readmitted days later after visiting the emergency room on July 18th. They were completely shocked that she was even discharged from the last hospital so early. Everyone that's seen the injury has never seen anything like it. But they're doing everything they can to prevent permanent. You know what? Yeah. You got grapefruit-sized lady bits. There's already permanent damage there. Godspeed.
So this is essentially a rope burn.
Yes. That went awry.
They told us, like, what was it, like 4th or 5th grade when you had to climb a rope? I was never able to do that. You know, it's not to slide down or not to let go or anything like that. And obviously, that is the worst possible outcome for swinging on a rope that I can imagine.
Yeah. And I love how they're not, wouldn't you sue the people that ran the excursion? Like, what's on that rope? What kind of weird bacteria is on that rope? Also, I don't mean to be mean, but like, the rope swing thing is not for some people. If you're not super athletic and you just don't do it, it's okay. You can say no. You don't want grapefruit sized lady bits. It's okay. What were they using on the cruise ship? Were they pouring tequila into that thing, saying, "Well, something's got to work"?
There are parts of the story that I don't think have fully been explained, and I think we need some more information on that.
And how long? And no offense, how long till that boyfriend breaks up with her? Right.
Well, there are a lot of people who would pay good money, I think, on OnlyFans. You don't need a lot. You just need a couple of dedicated people to do that.
To look at the grapefruit-sized lady bits. There's freaks everywhere. The 10% of people aroused by the sex chat with the AI would be the same people like, ooh, grapefruit-sized lady bits. I'm down for searching for that on OnlyFans.
Now, I don't know exactly what is going to show up here, but there have been some researchers at UCLA who were trying to figure out, hey, we've got all these crazy budget cuts that are going on here. We are left to put our marmots up on OnlyFans. Kind of freaky thing's going to go on. A professor says, I spent a lot of time waiting for marmots to do things, and I had the idea one morning. When I came back with the idea, one of my graduate students immediately said, we must do this. So here we are. You can now apparently go on OnlyFans and, or as they like to call it, Only Marms. For funding. The state funding is so bad, we are turning to OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a subscription that allows people to pay creators. We know that.
Yeah,
we're trying this out of frustration with an extremely challenging funding environment. If we're lucky, it can help raise money for supplies and expenses. But unless we're very lucky, it won't replace the federal funding that this organization has had since the 1950s. However, for anybody... Go ahead.
Do they market it as MILF video? Marmots I'd like to fund? Want some MILF vids? Here's some marmots I'd like to fund. Thank you.
They should.
They get a lot of hits. Can you imagine searching for MILF vids and then you click on one and it's just a couple of marmots just chowing down on grapefruit size?
Well, again, there's going to be somebody out there that goes, okay, I wasn't expecting this tonight, but I'm up for it.
Yeah. AI, tell me how to make a marmot sexy.
However, for anyone hoping for spicy marmot content, you might be a bit disappointed. It's almost all G-rated content of marmots playing, being cute, digging, bringing plants to their burrows, normal routine stuff. Then there's the occasional PG-rated scuffle.
Ooh, marmot fight.
Only Marms has gotten 735 page visits and 44 fans.
44 more than we have on Twitch. They're doing something right.
We're letting folks have a free subscription and ask for tips. OnlyFans takes 20% of that, and they have to pay taxes on the balance. Well, that's not a very good...
That's not a good business model.
Not a good business model.
Plus, I didn't know that OnlyFans taxes your tips.
Well, you get the government taxes you, and OnlyFans takes 20%.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So even of your tips, OnlyFans takes the 20%.
Right.
Damn, OnlyFans. It's just marmots I'd like to fund.
So I think, I think they have the pieces of an idea here, but they haven't fully fleshed it out. and they need to work a little harder on that one.
Yeah, they need to just set up like a Marmot live stream or something. Don't put a
lot of the world has been broiling, been hot. Europe's been hot. America's been hot. Japan has been hot. And in Japan, because where else would this sort of thing happen, they're rolling out people refrigerators.
Just on the street?
Yeah. Yeah. There will be a machine, much like a vending machine, that people can walk by and sit down, and it'll be about, it says 40 degrees. No, wait.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry. There's when temperatures reach. No, when temperatures reach 40 degrees Celsius or more, which is pretty hot. That's like over 110, I think, for us. People will then go into this box that you see here, and it will be about 15 degrees inside there, 15 degrees Celsius. I don't know, in the 50s or so. And a fan blows air right on your head. And then both the air and the temperature can be adjusted.
Huh. They think of everything.
Now,
go ahead.
Well, they don't want people getting comfortable in there, so it shuts off after 20 minutes.
They better hope that it doesn't like have an auto lock that malfunctions, because otherwise you're in a hot box.
That's true.
If for some reason there's a malfunction there, and after 20 minutes it shuts off, and now you're just sitting in sweat the whole time.
It says if you want to sit in here, it only costs about 16 yen per hour, which I looked that up, and it's like 9 cents.
Yeah, it's amazing the exchange rate. Like I said, when we went over there, they think of everything in Japan, so I'm not surprised by this. And as much as you may think, well, if it's that hot and someone's willing to do that, won't there be a line of people pounding on it like, get the hell out? They're not that way. They have much more patience than we do. Everyone takes their turns on things.
So they say if you're walking around Tokyo and you're just broiling, just get yourself in one of these people refrigerators and cool off a little bit. Cool your hot head.
I think that's a great idea. It's one of those things of sometimes where you duck into a store if it's super hot outside, you feel obligated to purchase something. Like you just don't want to suck up their air conditioning.
Right.
You're like, I got to buy something here, like a pack of gum. So this takes out the middleman. You just go in the human fridge.
Yeah, I like that it has a window on it so people can just look at you like you're 5 pounds of ground beef.
I do like that aspect of it. It's like, well, they have the toilets that are like that too, but then when you start using the toilet, remember, it kind of like becomes opaque. I don't know if once that starts, if it turns opaque because of the everything going on, and then Kai comes and licks the condensation off in between to survive.
Oh, hey, that music means it is time for This Week in Slow-Mo. Always like it when Twismo comes to the show, where we take a video that goes really fast and slow it down to try to figure out what exactly happened. And so we take you this week to this classroom.
Over here? He's not there anymore.
There's a squirrel in the classroom. Summer vacation. Sometimes a squirrel gets in the classroom there. That's a cool classroom, by the way. I give props. Yeah. I'd love to be in that class.
Yeah, I'd go in there today. I love the buildup of how long it, because you know what's coming. You know something's going to happen. It's going to jump on her head, or it's going to fall out of her.
I was confused where it was going. I didn't know if like somebody in the doorway was going to fall down. I didn't know if she was going to trip on something. I didn't know if one of the things was going to break, if she was going to trip on one of the blocks, what it was going to be. I was not expecting random squirrel in corner.
Yeah, let's slow it down a little bit here.
He's not there anymore.
I don't know who's. Oh God, I didn't notice it on the. I didn't notice on the first watch, but the people at the door got the hell out of there fast. She had no backup.
We will zoom in on her supposed friends in the doorway here in just a moment, because they're no friends, that's for sure. Did you see that?
Also afraid.
Did you catch the squirrel parkouring off of that toy?
I did. Squirrels are hardcore parkourers.
Heck yeah, squirrel, good for you. Let's look at her friends in the doorway who just completely leave her high and dry.
The old adage, I don't have to be the fastest person around, I just have to be faster than you.
I mean, yeah, watch the timestamp there from about the 45-second mark, 8:29:45. They have cleared the door in under 2 seconds. I mean, they are gone.
They're gone. That one on the left really gets out of there fast.
Yeah, almost pushed the other lady in the way.
Yeah, almost Costanza the hell out of her. Get out of the way. There's a rabid squirrel in here.
And let's watch our hero take her trek too.
She's good up until this point right there. It's a damn wastebasket. Poor lady. Because to her credit, she maneuvers quickly around that chair, cuts across. It's just the wastebasket is too close to the desk.
Right. I mean, she's dodging things like Walter Payton, and then completely but doesn't see the tackle there waiting for her in the garbage can.
She just cuts it too close and or she thought she could run it over. And no one comes back to help her.
No.
That's bull crap.
No. They just leave her high and dry. Let's watch Anguish Cam.
Over here?
This is the first moment of anguish because she's basically being fed to the lions.
Yeah, she's looking for something, but she doesn't know what she's looking for.
Because if you can catch her friends in the background are not coming in and they're saying, "It's over there. Go over there."
It's that way.
Over here?
Yeah.
He's not there anymore.
I mean, that's prophetic right there. He's not there anymore.
Gone.
And then
we're good.
We're off to the races. Friends are like just absolutely. They're not friends at all. I mean, they are just
no.
Yeah. The squirrel. How about that squirrel?
Yes. The poor squirrel, his hearing that screeching, he was just trying to take a nap somewhere, probably someplace cool. To him, it's like a refrigerator. He's like, I feel nice in here, and then he gets awoken by that.
Yeah, there's a lot of little cubbies there to hide in. He thought he was in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, contact with the garbage can. And just not the way you want to end up.
No, knees straight down into the concrete there.
Because now she's in a vulnerable position. That squirrel could easily jump right on her butt.
Yeah, very much so. There's your OnlyFans, your only marms.
Yeah. Then she's in a horror movie.
Is she making the Indiana Jones escape? She's sliding underneath the door as it's falling down. Gotta make sure I grab my hat before I get out of here. This is the Temple of Doom.
But yeah, she does that panicked army crawl just to get me out of here. Anything. I don't, like it's a, like every woman in a horror movie, they just always do something completely boneheaded.
Yeah. Oh, I can make it. I think I can make it.
I twisted my ankle in my high heels.
Yeah. And then rolls her way out.
watch this whole thing transpire in regular speed, though. I mean, there is like
Over here?
a very short amount of time between squirrel discovery and hitting the door.
Behind the red thing. He's not there anymore.
It's like she was a marathoner who just passed out right before the finish line and had to make it. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it.
No one there to pick her up.
Yes.
Our poet laureate, as he does every week, has chimed in with this limerick. He says, "This ain't no fun. Gotta scream and run. It's just a squirrel. Something wrong with this girl. Laughing well over a ton."
Well done, Greg.
I always appreciate the extra little bit of culture that
Greg brings to this
poet laureate
ridiculous
brings
show.
to us. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I really
Yes.
appreciate that. All right. Well, that concludes another ridiculous week of online broadcasting across all of the. Do we have any followers yet? Nothing. There's just nobody here.
I'm going to do the cool thing the kids do of like, hey, look at this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm repping Kenny Rogers, baby.
Yeah. Here we are over on Instagram. Now, Instagram with Twitch at the same time. That's a.
Oh, even better. That's awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into this ridiculous thing that we do each and every week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell. I think that's what the kids say. And paper or plastic, I guess, is the last question I have for you.
See you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Oh, see, I pushed the button. Did you see the way I hit that button really hard?
I saw that. Yeah. Marmots I'd like to find.